It was the use of gas on his own people that I think caused events mostly there, wasn't it? On screen now, Republican commentator and Trump supporter Ann Coulter. She's in LA, and former advisor to President Obama, Susan Denise Johnson-Cook, she is in New York. Susan, if we could start with you first of all. Look, we all know what he meant. I mean, he was saying Assad is even worse than Hitler. I mean, this is just party political, isn't it?
Well, you know what? We don't all know what he meant. You know, it was insensitive, it was insulting, and actually it was quite ignorant. It was very clear that he didn't know his facts. He didn't do his fact-checking. And I think, you know, when we're talking about a White House spokesperson, he speaks for the White House, the top office in the United States. And if we're talking about making America great again, then it starts at the top. And we need to make sure our facts are together.
Yeah. So you would say that Assad is not worse than Hitler?
I would say that Spicer just spoke wrong. You know, Assad is a bad guy. I was an ambassador for the United States of America. Certainly, we're all concerned about Assad. But I think what Spicer talked about was very different. He was saying that there was no comparison, that Hitler did not use any gas or chemicals on his people, and it was just quite wrong. So it was not only insensitive, it was insulting. And this is Passover, you know, to all of those who are of the Jewish faith. I apologize because I think that it's so important to be culturally sensitive and understand what you're speaking about.
Do you think there's any comparison between Assad and Hitler?
I think that certainly both of them were very, very bad men. And so, you know, Assad is still living. I think both of them are bad men. And I think any atrocity against people is absolutely wrong. It's an abomination. So I certainly I'm very concerned about what's happening in our world, but I'm also very concerned about what's happening in America. And those who speak for America, as an ambassador, I had to take the right message. And when I spoke, it represented what happens in America. So there has to be accountability and there has to be responsibility.
Okay, well, speaking to us this morning is Ann Coulter as well, a Republican commentator and Trump reporter. The trouble is, isn't it, is that he just appeared to forget the 6 million Jews that were gassed using chemicals. That's what it appears like, and whether he intended to forget them or not, we don't want a government that forgets things like that. It looks incompetent. To some, it's extremely offensive. It's not good, is it?
No, I don't think that's what it appears like. I think it appears that he forgot to say in warfare. I think everyone understands what he meant, but unfortunately it was about the Holocaust, so then he got
I'm not sure people do, Anne. I don't want to interrupt you, but I don't think people are that clear. He said he didn't use chemicals on his own people. And it wasn't... That
was
implies
later
that
when he was... There seems to be a delay. No, that was later when he was frustrated. You can see where that line should have gone, and I'm not particularly, I mean, people misspeak all the time. I'm sure you have, I know I have. But it happened to be about the Holocaust, so now he's being really shockingly maligned for being a Holocaust denier. Come on, that's crazy. He fumbled his words, said some stupid things. I'm on the other hand, it is extremely stupid to be invoking Hitler when you're talking about Assad. It's becoming a little bit comical over here, this desperate attempt to make Assad a monster on the order of Saddam Hussein. And, you know, come on, in that region, he's one of the better strong men. I mean, there are a few other countries, maybe Jordan, the Arab Emirates, but he's no Saddam Hussein. There are no rape rooms. He's not a jihadist. He helped the United States after 9/11. He's been falsely accused before, including of the Lockerbie bombing.
So Assad is one of the... So Assad is one of the better, stronger bad men, did you say there?
In the Middle East, absolutely. But they're trying to portray him as, I mean, he's, I think I'd rather live in Damascus than any place in Saudi Arabia. He doesn't have these Islamic police going around slapping women.
And we're just running out of time. Do you think, Susan,
if I may, I think we need to stop making excuses for those at the top, and I think it's time for people to take accountability and responsibility. You know, Spicer messed up 2 weeks ago. You know, April Ryan was nodding her head as a reporter. He put her down. I think we need to look at that spokesperson position and say there's some things that are coming out of his mouth that are just incorrect.